right, you guys. So we're looking at, we saw this come in. It's an El Camino SS, and I'm a Chevelle guy, and I'm also an El Camino guy. Is this yours?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Sean. I'm with Junkyards and Barn Finds. So welcome to another episode of Junkyards and Barn Finds with Sean, and I'm Sean. We saw you come in, and I'm a 70 Chevelle guy. That's what I've had, and I've actually had El Caminos as a kid. I've had a bunch of Chevelles, so anytime I see something, saw it come in. I haven't seen this. I've been down here a long time. I haven't seen this before.
Oh, I built this back in the early 80s.
Okay, so this is old school?
Yeah, old school.
Okay. Yep. And so what's your first name?
Dale.
Hey Dale, Sean Dever. So, you mind talking to me a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, I tubbed it back years ago. I got 3319 Mickey Thompson's underneath the back.
Okay.
Got a 454 30 over in the front, 700 lift.
Now, did you build it?
Cam. Yes, I've done everything.
And when did you first get the car?
Back in 1982.
Okay, so 82, so that's about time I had my Chevelles was 80. I graduated 84, so 82.
So I've had it just about 50 years.
And it was probably what, about 800 to 1,000, 1,300 bucks back then? It was the original SS, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, so it was around 800. Okay, so it's about
I paid 1,600 for it.
Yeah, so that's about what they were back in the day.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then you probably did you just drive it for a while as is?
No, I really didn't.
Or I
took it home, and a week later I was cutting the back end out.
Oh, okay. So you bought this?
Yeah, it had a small block in it originally. Okay. And said I took it home. I started cutting the back end out right away.
Okay.
Tubbed it, and then I drove it for a couple months with a small block, and it needed a tune-up. So then I pulled that out and just started putting the money into putting the big block in it.
And where was this at? What was it? Florida?
Right here in Cape Coral.
Right here in Cape Coral. Okay.
Yep.
So, and did you tub it just because you wanted a street, or were you like going to race it at Immokalee or stuff, or just?
Well, back then there was only Bradenton.
Okay, so.
But yeah, because there was only 4 other tubbed cars riding around. It was the beginning of pro streets.
Right. Yeah,
so
back then people.
So around Fort Myers area, I was I think the 5th pro street car driving around.
Okay. Yep. And like you said, you took a small block, you got in there. Now is that a 454?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is it made up to be like LS5, LS6, LS7, or just
closer
totally?
to an LS7.
Okay.
Said it's 700-inch solid roller cam. I run 1040s in a quarter mile at 129.
Okay, so you brought it up to the track.
Oh yeah. Actually, I was just in Immokalee 2 weeks ago racing it. Because I just redid all the suspension. I put in tubular A-arms, double adjustable coilovers in the front, rack and pinion steering.
Okay.
So it's all redone. So
now, doesn't have power brakes?
No power brakes, no power steering.
So you just.
I got an alternator.
Right.
And a water pump.
That's it.
That's
well, and obviously you don't want air conditioning or something like this because it just robs you horsepower.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. If it would have had AC on it when I bought it originally, I probably would have kept it, but it didn't. So.
Okay. And then the heads and everything else, they are.
Yeah, they're a big square port, actually Chevy.
So
head.
Do you know where the engine came out of, or like? Is it
my bottom end, the the block, anyways, I took out of a Suburban.
Okay.
And then I put in aftermarket H-beam rods, Ross pistons.
Okay, so it was. So you built it.
Oh yeah, I built it.
And then what's it got? Like an what's the M22? What's the transmission on this?
Oh, I got a turbo 400.
Turbo 400. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, with a 5500 stall converter.
Okay.
And then I got a 456 gear in the rear end.
Oh, so yeah, you don't really ever want to travel more than 70 miles an hour.
Well, I've driven this to West Palm Beach and back years ago when they had the Super Chevy show.
Yeah.
I've driven to West Palm Beach and back twice.
And does somebody you know followed you with a gasoline truck to keep putting gas in it? Like.
No, but even like now, I have 2 5-gallon cans in the back just in case.
That's what the bed is for.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So when you put the tubs in, did you keep the bed and then just tub it that way, or?
Yeah, most of it. I had to cut some out.
Right. But I mean, you kept the standard floor in it and everything else for the bed. So.
Yep.
And then what made you want to pick a El Camino?
Well, because a friend of mine had a 70 Chevelle tubbed already. We just tubbed my friend's 69 Camaro. My buddy's dad had a Nova like a 69 Nova tub.
Right.
And there was another guy, he had a, I'm gonna say like a 71 or so Camaro that was tubbed.
Right.
So you can't do something that somebody else already did.
Right.
So
and the best
back then you couldn't buy, like now you can buy headers to fit any motor in any car. Back then, you know, nothing was available.
Well, the nice thing with these were these are basically take Chevelle.
Yes.
Like if you look at the front half of this, under the hood is a Chevelle.
Yes. Oh yeah. Everything pretty much is the same.
And then you just took all the weight off the back, so these things fly.
Well, it still weighs. I've lightened it up more or less, and it still weighs 3,600 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. Empty. Close to 38 in the end.
So what changes have you done with it since you built it? Because obviously if it's been 20,
well, I said just about 3-4 months ago, I just did rack and pinion steering on it, and the tubular A-arms, adjustable front end, coilovers, and all that on it.
But the engine is...
The engine's still the same engine I built back in 1992.
Okay, so obviously you're good. Is that what you do for a living, or?
I used to.
Okay, so you used to...
Yep.
So, gosh, I remember back in the day, Able Auto Body on Del Prado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've been here a while, too. We've had houses here.
Well, I remember, because years ago when I used to really cruise it a lot, it was white with black stripes.
Okay. I actually probably saw it back in the day.
I'm sure you did.
So
well,
I
just... the street race out in North Cape.
Oh, yeah.
Gator Circle and all. Now there's a school there and stuff.
Okay.
And Buckingham. And,
Yep. Way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Before there was anything out there.
Yep. When you could pull up to a traffic light and street race and not worry about it.
Yep. Yeah, everybody used to go out there racing. Now there's houses and stuff. Yep. So, but it's really sweet. And so when did you change the color? If you might have told me about
just about 7 years ago.
Okay. And you just kind of, instead of getting a new car,
I always pretty much wanted it orange.
Now, did you do the paint, or did you have somebody else do it?
I did it in my garage. That's why bodywork stuff isn't perfect. It's a driver.
Right.
I race it.
Well, it's a racer, actually.
Yeah, it's a racer. Yeah.
So.
And I did it in my garage with a $10 gun from Harbor Freight.
There you go.
Yep. Came out pretty decent.
7 years later, it still looks awesome. So. Centerline wheels on that. Are those? Huh? Well wheels. Okay. But they're like are these the original? Like
these are the ones I put back in. On in like 89.
That's what I said. These are 80s wheels, which I love. I mean, everybody goes to these new stuff, but this stuff is cool. So yeah, he races this thing, and there you go. 108th mile to 104. So we got cow induction open. Nitrous bottle right there. I love the roll cage in here. Dashboards, radio delete, just gauges where you need gauges. So this is definitely something you just take this trip, but I mean, you can drive it. It's got all the other gauges to make it. So there you go, a $10 paint job.
I can straighten mine out too.
So he's got the shortened rear end in there. Little bit of rubber, just a little bit of rubber all over everything back here. And so you've got the exhaust system there. A little bit of some pretty big shoes on this thing. cutouts on this? Or do you just race it with the full exhaust? Or do you just take the exhaust off?
No, I run it just the way it sits.
So you don't have cutouts or anything? You just run. There's a lot of rubber. We just looked underneath, just so you.
Oh yeah.
You got about half a tire. Under there.
Yes. It proves that I've been running it.
Yeah, that's what I said. This is what happens when you get about, after you've been racing a while, you get about half your tire on the gas tank inside the bumper. So you got about 20 pounds worth of rubber. Nobody can accuse me of it being just a show and no go. No, you lose the weight from the radio, but you gain all the weight from the rubber you stick underneath the car.
Actually, I've got a new custom dash I made. That's going to go in, but now it's nice out, so I'm going to wait till summer again, and then I'm going to rewire it, put in my new dash and all.
Okay.
And then actually that'll have a radio in it again.
So yeah, well, it was awesome. So.
But now the weather's nice. I don't want to have it down. You know?
Yeah, so, because we're down in Southwest Florida. We're about 200 miles south, 150 miles south of Tampa here, and right now it's the week of Christmas, and everybody's wearing shorts. It's 80 degrees because this is where all the car guys come from when they're up north. Instead of putting the cars away, they come down here and they drive them down here for.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, but yeah, that's awesome. By the way, this is not brought to you by Northern Equipment, even though this paint job was done by. You guys should sponsor this car because he has a 7-year paint job using your materials. And it still looks awesome. So, well, thanks a lot.
All right.
Have a great day. Have a good holiday. Remember, if you like this kind of thing, guys, please subscribe. Put some comments in there, and you know, just let me know what you think. So, thanks. April. Should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.